Hi, my name's Laura Batante and this is my YouTube channel, My Two Bits. Thanks for joining me today. Today I have this really cute little Among Us craft to make. You can do it two ways. The template for the craft is attached in the notes. And so what I've got is I've got this little guy that I've stuffed. He would be great hanging off of a backpack or as room decor or party decor. Make a really cute little banner. And then I have this one which I have made into a finger puppet. So I'm going to show you how I did both. So stick around and we'll get right to it. So for materials for this project, you're going to need some good scissors, tacky glue. I believe you can use white glue too. I've used white glue for crafts before, but you are going to definitely have to really let it dry. And you will need a little bit of stuffing if you're doing this one. Although if you don't have stuffing like this, you can use the scraps, just cut them up really fine and stick them in. Some embroidery floss or thread in a matching color, and the felt. The little Among Us guys are generally primary colors, so that's what I would recommend, but certainly you can do whatever you like. And then black and the gray for the mask. And then of course, as I mentioned before, you are going to need the template, which you can get right there in the notes. And then I like paper clips for holding the stencil onto the felt. So in order to give yourself the really best chance at getting good cutting, I recommend cutting out the stencil pieces first. So you're just going to attach them with your paper clip and then cut around. And the beauty of the paper clip is you can move them as you cut. So this is really the best way to make sure that you're getting a nice accurate cut when you are working on this, because you really need to do your very best cutting for a craft. And if you want some extra help with cutting skills, my last video, which was the Christmas tree card, also had, it was really, I designed it to be a skill cutting craft, so it's got some really good info in there, and you might want to have a little look at that before you get started on this one. And so we're just going to cut out all of our pieces, and then we will meet back up and put it all together. All right, so once we have all of our pieces cut out, the first thing we want to do is put everything together just to make sure that we're happy with our cuts, because this is your opportunity to touch stuff up if you need to. And then we're going to glue. And then we have to decide for sure which particular one we're going to do, because it does affect where we're going to start our stitches. Okay, if we're happy with our cuts, then we're just going to put down our glue. You don't want to overload the glue, but you do want to absolutely make sure that you have good coverage. So get right to the edge and then all the way through. Okay, and we'll just get that centered. And there we go. We'll do this, and then we do the mask and we put it on. We'll just let that lie there. Okay, a little bit of glue on here. And then for placing the mask on, if you grab the just tuck under, and that way you don't get glue everywhere. That's the thing with felt, it's a bit fuzzy, so the glue does tend to kind of move around on you a bit. So if we put this on top of our background, then we have this little bump here that helps us with the placement of the mask. So that's just a little hint to help you, because I know when we're working with stencils and then we have to go put pieces on, when you can't see through the material you're working with, it's a little challenging. But in this particular case, as I said, we have that little bump right there, so we can use that as our guideline. There we go. Now we need to let that dry. Okay, so I forgot to mention the reason that I had matching thread before was because you don't have to glue. If you want, if you are a confident sewer and you want to, you can 100% sew this on. So you would use the red thread to sew this on, and then you would need some gray thread to throw that on, sew that on. But if you want to do it the easier way, like I have, then you don't need to worry about that. So just going to need the black, and I've got about, I don't know, 2 feet of embroidery floss here. So for this one, this is the stuffed one. So I'm going to start sewing here at the bottom of his little pack, and I've got a knot on the end. I'm going to bury the knot underneath, so I'm going to start in between the two, and I'll just tuck that up in there and hide it. And then I'm going to sew all the way around, carefully sewing with a straight stitch just on the black. And it is nice, you kind of have a little guideline here, so stay close to the red, but don't sew through the red. And all the way around, small stitches close together so that the stuffing doesn't come out. And once we get to the all the way around to the pack, we'll put the stuffing in. So when you get up to the mask, you're going to notice that you're going to be going through 3 layers, and that's exactly what you need to do. Don't try and sew underneath, just go right through. It's not that much more difficult. All right, so I've sewn all the way from the bottom of his little backpack there to the top, and now we're just going to take a very small amount of our stuffing and pop it in there. And because this is a project that, again, is really tiny, less is more when it comes to stuffing. You don't want to overstuff. So he doesn't need very much at all. And then we're just going to finish sewing that and tie a knot, and we're done. All right, so there he is done. And for the back, all I did was just take the same color that I have of felt and put a little hanger on the back like so. But you could put it on a keychain or anything you like to attach it. Whoopsies. There we go. Get that through. And there you go. That guy's, oh heavens, there we go. That guy's done. And now we'll just have a quick look at the finger puppet. So for the finger puppet, what I like to do is start here at the bottom of his foot, but I like to start up a stitch so that I can really hide the knot. So I just pop that in like so, tuck it up, then I will go down 1 stitch, and then I will come back up right beside where I started and carry on all the way up. And that's just how I bury the knot. Maybe you have a better way. And then we're going to go all the way around to here. Then we're going to sew down here to the bottom of his other foot. And then I'll just put some glue in there because we want it to stay on your finger nicely, so that's why. So I finished sewing him, and I put a little bit of glue in there, and just close that up, and then he's all good to go. That guy's done, and our hanging one is done, and you could make a whole bunch of these. And if you enjoyed this craft, I hope you'll give me a like. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and stay tuned because we're going to have lots more fun crafts coming up.